And we're on.
Okay, so what we think happened here to the conveyor valve is the linkage for the handle got disengaged from the spool. So basically you have no spool movement here, and if you were to push the handle forward, you will feel some spring and it's compressing against these Belleville washers in this detent. So what we want to do first is a 1-inch wrench. Remove this plug. Okay, so I'm going to pull the handle full towards, and this will expose the spool. Okay, so right now you might not be able to, okay, yes, it's disengaged, so it will come out fully. Okay, so you want to, it should slide out pretty easy. If you may have, you can grab the end with a pair of needle nose pliers if it's if it's a little too much, if it's a little too snug, but it should just slide right out. Okay, so here what we have is the detent sleeve, and then there's a spring pack assembly in here with a set of balls that fits into a detent slot. Okay, so right now these balls are not in the slot, so we have to basically push this sleeve back here until you feel it engage back into the slot. So now the spool is in the neutral position. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to reinstall the spool into the body. So what we have to do is we're going to remove the handle from the valve. Okay, and we're going to take the linkage here and we're going to push it up as far as it can go. Okay, so now that linkage is going to be forward as far as it can go, and it's basically has to engage in here. Okay, so the spool is going to slide in like this. This flat part is going to be facing down. Okay, so you want to make sure the spool has sufficient lubrication on it before you install it in the body. Okay, so I'm going to install it in here. Okay, I want to make sure I don't turn the spool because I want that to go in flat. Okay, so I'm going to push the spool in, keeping it straight. Okay, and I'm going to push it in. You might have to jiggle this sleeve a bit here to get it to line up in the bore. Okay, so I'm going to push it in just until the edge of this sleeve is flush with the bore, flush with the face here. Okay, then I'm going to pull the handle back and you can see it just engaged. Okay, boom, it's pulling the spool in now with the handle. Okay, so right there, now the spool's installed. Okay, and this is in the horizontal position. So now we'll reinstall the plug. Put sufficient torque on it. Okay, now we can put our handle back in. And now we can see that our spool is back engaged, and this will remain in any position that you leave it. Okay, so right now the spool is shifted fully right now. Okay, I can go farther. If I push it, I can feel it compressing those Belleville washers. That is not what, we can't have that happen. That causes the spool to overshift. Okay, so before it gets to that point, we want to actually stop the spool with this volume stop. Okay, so this is, you got a little Allen key here, 3/32, and you got a 3/8 jam nut here. So as I push this in, I'm going to screw the volume stop in here until I feel it touch. See, I just moved the handle there. Now I'm pushing pressure here. See, it's going further, and it just touches. So I want to make it so that it's just touching the spool stop here. Okay? Then I'm going to lock that up. Okay? Same thing for the other direction. When I pull back this way, okay? Screw the volume stop in. See, I just seen the spool touch there. So it's this touchy. Okay? Like, I know it's touching the stop and it's not compressing those Belleville washers inside. Same thing, I'm gonna snug up that jam nut there. Okay, now it should be fine. If you want to make further adjustments to the speed from here on in, you cannot make it go any faster, but you could slow it down for a reversal of the conveyor. So when you reverse the conveyor, if you want to make it so that it goes at half of the full speed, you can further screw this volume stop in to limit that. And that's pretty much it. This is just the valve segment. The inlet and outlet are attached to it, but I think it shows a pretty good representation of what you're dealing with. And again, if you have any questions when you're doing it, feel free to call Marco at Feldkamp and I'll try to help you out. Or if there's something else that we're not seeing, that, you know, this is what we think the problem is, so hopefully we're right, and well, let me know what happens. Okay? Thanks.